Hey Carla, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. How is life? How is lockdown life in Cork?
Never ending. We don't have the optimism that the UK does. We're just told no, more doom and gloom for the foreseeable future. Just get on with it.
And how is the new office?
Fab.
Are
Yeah.
you in the new office today?
I'm in the new office. Yeah, I'm in the new office. So I've the headset on just because I've got the printer running in the background. So I'm hoping it's nearly finished printing what I was printing. But yeah, we're in the new office, which is great. I was just in the what we call in the dog house. It's kind of the warehouse space with 5 dogs running around playing together, and it's just so nice to see it. Like there was 3 of them that had been out training all morning, and actually 4 of them had been out training this morning. And Zeus, the ambassador dog that kind of follows me around everywhere, they were all there having their lunchtime play session, and it's nice to see it, you know, because in the last office, like we'd nearly be crying if there was more than 2 dogs in the office because we just couldn't fit the humans, never mind like dogs under your feet. It was just a health hazard. So it's nice that they've got a bit of space to have their downtime and that the trainers can bring them in for the play sessions, you know.
Yeah, I'm very jealous that you're in an office with dogs. I wish I was.
Definite perk, I have to say. It's yeah, definite perk of the job, although they can be quite distracting. So we were doing an interview. I was actually interviewing for a partnerships manager this morning, and in the middle of the interview, the dog's tail scoots across the screen. As he was wandering around the office, you know, you just see a tail appear, and I was like the poor person at the other end of the screen, like
You'd be thinking Carla's got a tail.
Totally distracted by the fact that there's a sudden appearance of a dog tail like across the screen.
Lockdown life.
Yeah, but no, it's great to have the space, and like even just like the logistics of trying to manage an event, you know, it's so much easier like that we've got space.
Yeah, I bet it's great for fulfillment for the challenges.
Definitely great for the fulfillment. Like I've literally taken over the whole of the upstairs. Like I'm downstairs at the moment, but my office is going to be upstairs, but we're just doing flooring and stuff. So I was like, well, no one's upstairs. Okay, this is mine for the next 4 weeks. I have boxes everywhere. But it's great because it's all organized. It's not in anyone's way. Like, I mean, in the last place, Christ, it was just, yeah, we won't even go there. It was challenging.
I love that video that you shared. I think it was actually you doing fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looked like you had like so many shirts there.
Yeah, like, that was the first 100. I've actually done 1,500, 1,600, something like that since. But yeah, I thought I'd filmed the first like 100 t-shirts going out. Yeah, no, it worked out quite well. I just haven't had a chance to film any more since.
That's a really cool little thing.
And a couple of the staff that have been packing t-shirts have shared videos of them packing t-shirts at home and things like that. Now I had planned, like, to be honest, like I don't really want to be doing the fulfillment myself. Like the plan is to have we actually had lined up some TUS workers, which are kind of like it's like a government kind of workplace scheme. So people who have been on social welfare for more than 12 months can apply to it. And they basically get a 12-month placement with us or another charitable organisation. So we don't have to pay them. They're paid by the state. So they're like free.
That's awesome.
Like 19 and a half hours of like free work. But with the restrictions, like if we were like one level down, they'd be able to come in the office. But because it's at the highest level and like they're not allowed. So I have one of them working for us at the minute. She's working from home and she's doing bits and pieces on the group. But I had planned that was the plan. I was going to have 2 of them like to sort of help with all like to just do the fulfillment side. But anyways, so I'm packing t-shirts. Well, I'm not packing. I'm useless at folding t-shirts. I'm not packing. I have other people doing all the packing. I'm just stuffing the envelopes and sticking the stickers on and making sure everyone is getting what they've asked for. So yeah.
Oh, I love it. Carla, thank you so much for jumping on today and being up for doing this
no problem
quick chat about GivePanel. I've got my questions up here.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question is, what is your name and your role at your charity?
So, oh Jesus, sorry. I'll try again.
What song's that? That sounds.
I don't know, but we had like 5 staff had the same phone, and all the phones were ringing with the same thing. So I was like, I just had to change it to something that was just completely like, it was the only one that was a singy song, and I thought, oh, okay, no,
I want
everyone
to
will
get that on
know.
my Spotify.
Everyone's gonna know that that's like my phone. So yeah, sorry. Right,
That's
we'll start
okay.
again.
No problem. I'm hoping this time a dog comes by. Like that'd be really.
I've only got a
So,
wall behind me, so.
so what is your name and role at your charity?
Yeah, so my name's Carla, and I'm the head of fundraising and communications.
Fab. And Carla, what does your organisation do?
So we're Autism Assistance Dogs Ireland. We train autism assistance dogs for children with autism.
Carla, what
So
digital
enough.
fundraising activity? That's perfect. Thank you. What digital fundraising activity has your charity done?
So to date, we've we're on to our 4th Facebook challenge event. We're quite active with email marketing, social fundraising, and fundraising online through our own website. And we have a regular giving program that's driven by digital acquisition.
Awesome. And Carla, what was the situation before you had GivePanel, and how successful was your charity in digital fundraising?
Yeah, so before we had GivePanel, we had probably been fundraising through Facebook for about 12 months, maybe just under 12 months, and we were seeing some success there. And I identified it as an opportunity to expand. And it was one of the areas that we really wanted to explore a bit more, but we were struggling with contacting these donors. We were trying to thank them and message them, and it was just so time consuming. So when I identified GivePanel, I saw it as a huge opportunity to explore that avenue of fundraising further.
And oh my goodness, that was like, how many years ago was that? I think you were one of our first customers, weren't you, when we were doing
I was
beta?
one of the first. So it was actually March 2019.
19.
So it's 2
Oh my.
years, because I looked at it. We were signed up to the Facebook fundraising tools for about 12 months before then. So we were quite early with the Facebook fundraising tools. And yeah, about a year later, we joined up to GivePanel. So we've been with GivePanel for 2 years.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Carla, what has changed now that you have GivePanel?
Fundraising through Facebook has skyrocketed. And our ability to contact the donors has skyrocketed. You know, we're getting much more engagement through our supporter base. We're collecting much more data. And even, you know, the scale at which we're now fundraising on Facebook wouldn't be possible without the GivePanel tools. So managing all that data on the back end, and being able to export that, put it into our CRM, being able to look at a glance at the dashboard and being able to see how much money we raised in one particular month or within a particular date range is really, really useful to us. And certainly without GivePanel, I would not be able to do that, because Facebook's transaction reports are tiresome, quite in depth. And it was a challenge 2 years ago when we had a lot less fundraisers than we do now. And the fact that it's kind of skyrocketed, it just wouldn't be feasible with the limited staff resources that we have now without utilizing GivePanel's tools.
Thank you, Carla. And what were you looking to achieve by bringing on GivePanel, and what challenges were you hoping to overcome?
So what we were looking to achieve was, my main priority was actually to relieve some staff resource to make sure that we could message all our fundraisers as quickly as possible. And that's it definitely helped, even to be able to kind of have preset messages that we didn't have to be copy and pasting, that the preset messages were there and they were pre-personalized. And GivePanel definitely kind of brought that to the table, and better data management. You know, Facebook's transaction reports are not easy to read or to sort data, and you have to be quite data minded to understand them, never mind to try and decipher them. So that was definitely a challenge for us. And yeah, we definitely overcome those challenges by taking on using GivePanel. Did I answer all that question? Because I actually
Yes.
forgot what you said.
No, that was
I started rambling. One thing I have to add, though, one of the things that I actually do love about GivePanel is that it's so easy for people to use. So if we've got a volunteer or like someone on a work placement, I can show them with a 10-minute video on how to use GivePanel, and I can just have them message our fundraisers for us. It's not a difficult task. They don't have to understand much to be able to do that, and it takes a lot of pressure off of us. So I mean, the fact that it's so easy to use, and I can just create a short 5-minute video, send it to the person, say, okay, this is the walkthrough on how you do it, off you go, is great. It's definitely helpful.
So even would you say even if they're not somebody who is familiar with using lots of software, it'd be quite easy, with a quick bit of guidance for them to just log in and get started? Is it quite?
Absolutely, it's very easy, especially like where the things like messaging fundraisers through GivePanel and being able to sort of navigate their way around the dashboard and things like that. I literally just sort of recorded my screen, recorded a short 5-10 minute video on this is what you do and this is how you do it. And I've not had anyone come up with any real issues. They've just been able to get stuck in and figure it out. I mean, all the staff here, well, all the staff, there's only 3 of us. No one had any issues getting to grips with it. I suppose, even like creating new messages and new content for messaging, it's so easy and it's definitely very user friendly.
Thanks, Carla. Next question is, what's the number one thing you like about GivePanel?
It's easy to use. So easy to use. It's cloud-based, so I can access it anywhere. And I just love the fact that it just condenses all that data and makes it so user-friendly to read that data. I love that, yeah. And it saves us a lot of time.
And Carla, if you were talking to another charity considering GivePanel, what do they need to think about?
They should definitely think about where they want to go with their Facebook fundraising. Are they interested in developing it further? Are they interested in expanding it? Because I think that's, really important. If you want to get the most out the GivePanel tools, you have to be committed to developing that area of fundraising to get the most of the benefit out of the GivePanel tools. So I definitely think that's a really important consideration. And also to kind of reflect and consider how much time they're currently spending, digging through transaction reports and, messaging fundraisers and, I mean, you can copy and paste messages, but it takes time to personalize each message. So that's definitely a factor. And I know when we first were considering GivePanel, that was one of the first things I did. I sat there and I worked out, okay, how much time am I spending doing this and how much time am I spending doing that? And, staff resources cost money to the charity. And I definitely identified that by utilizing GivePanel, we were going to save time, which is money. And it was better that our time was better spent elsewhere. So, invest that expenditure on GivePanel and then use your time elsewhere. So yeah, that's definitely something that they have to consider. Are they committed to expanding their Facebook fundraising revenue? And I think they should be kind of committed to that to get the most out of GivePanel.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And I think especially if charities are looking to scale their Facebook fundraising as well, GivePanel can scale with them and support them to, as you've said, save time with that. And then finally, Carla, would you recommend GivePanel to a friend? And if so, what would you say to them?
I've recommended GivePanel to lots of people. Absolutely. No, absolutely. I'd recommend GivePanel to a friend, a colleague, one of my peers. I recommend GivePanel all the time. And one of my favorite things about GivePanel is the GivePanel team. Everybody at GivePanel is amazing. They're so supportive and they're so great to work with. And that's definitely a plus when you're working, with an agency, a consultant, a software company, you know, the team that's behind that definitely will make or break your success with that, with whatever it is. So definitely, like, the GivePanel team are absolutely awesome, and they're so helpful. And I find, you know, it's kind of a necessary tool. Like, if you want to scale your Facebook fundraising, you're making it so hard for yourself if you're not utilizing a tool like GivePanel. And you need to, you know, get to grips with using something like GivePanel to contact your fundraisers, to steward them effectively, to manage your data, then scale the fundraising and really expand, because there's so much opportunity to expand Facebook giving. Yeah,
Perfect.
I think I got
Thank
something there.
That's really good. Thank you, Carla. I'm going to stop. Where's the stop button? There we go.